Hi, this is Diane. Welcome back to Got to Give More. So far, you've watched the G2 overview and the G2 Quick Start tutorials. You've completed the first pass of your plan and have entered the daily tracking of your monthly expenses. What's next? This tutorial covers month-end review, adjusting your plan, and archive. First, let's do month-end review. The first step in the month-end review is to review the tracking information to ensure the data is complete and there are no oversights. On the Daily Tracking tab, click the Hide Unused Category button to collapse the unused categories. This makes it a lot easier to scroll through your data. One common oversight is forgetting to save for future periodic expenses. It's important to save this monthly amount to ensure that the funds are available when your various periodic expenses come due. Basically, you pay yourself and track it on this line here. Your plan shows $893 in monthly savings required. That seems way too big. Let's go back to your household spending plan and take a look. Look at the periodic expense graph. There are two peaks in June and November. Scroll down the household spending plan looking for the blue periodic indicator. Under food and dining, there are two monthly expenses. One is for a 4th of July party and another one for Thanksgiving. You have $250 per month in that amount. That's a yearly amount, not a monthly amount. Fix the amount to be the monthly equivalent, so divide $250 by 12. Notice the margin indicator bar along the left side just turned purple. That simple correction reduced your monthly periodic savings amount by over $450. Scroll up to the savings bar and your monthly periodic expense savings is now $435. Okay, go back to the daily tracker. Notice the new periodic expense is automatically updated. Pay yourself by transferring that amount from your checking to your savings and track it on the daily tracker here. Another common tracking error is simply entering the tracking data on the wrong line or in the wrong category. An indicator of this is when you notice that one line item shows significant overspending and another shows significant underspending. Scroll down to the transportation section. Here the car payment was tracked as a lease instead of down in the MileMarker Gold debt section. Move the $350 car payment down to the MileMarker Gold section. Now scroll back to the health section. Here the gym expense was entered on the wrong line. Move the payment to the correct line. Another common oversight in tracking is forgetting to make the margin payment to the appropriate MileMarker goal or goals. The lower section of the daily tracker shows the goals from the MileMarker Goal tab. The margin payment for the month are highlighted in blue. Make sure to track your minimum payments as well as your margin payment, whether it be to your savings goals like MileMarker 1 or your debt elimination goals like MileMarker 2. Track your February margin savings payment on this line. With that, your monthly tracking data is ready to be archived. Scroll to the top of the daily tracker. click the Archive Daily Tracking button to capture both plan and actual expenses and store them on the Archive Summary tab. The Archive Summary collects 12 months of tracking data, most recent, left to right. A running line-by-line average is useful in spotting spending trends and possible household spending adjustments that might be needed. Use the notepad as needed. Now head over to the Mile Marker Goal tab. Another useful tool is a snapshot of the month-end Mile Marker Goal figures. Click the Snap button. A complete snapshot of your Mile Marker Goal plan is stored to the right. The snapshot makes it easy to compare results before and after major plan changes. The next step in the month-end review is the actual analysis of your tracking data. Go to the Daily Tracker. The review trigger highlights any monthly expense over or under the plan amount. Set the review trigger percentage. Since this is the first pass review, use 20%. Any total monthly expense over or under 20% of plan is marked for review. Now, starting at the top of the Daily Tracker, go row by row and make notes for review items. These notes will help you modify your household spending plan for next month. Notes should specify action and amount as needed. You might have a one-time occurrence which get ignored. You might watch for a trend for next month. Maybe you need to update your household spending plan and change the amount. Maybe you need to update your mile marker goals and change that amount. Now your month-end review is complete. Let's prepare for next month. Save your current workbook. And then save as for the next month, making sure to update the month indicator in your title. The next step is to revise your plan based on your daily tracking notes. In this case, there were no real changes. Every month, review your household spending plan and see if you could find more margin, thereby accelerating completion of your financial goals. Think about your why. Why do you want to be financially free? When do you want to be financially free? Think both long-term and short-term. Then evaluate your wants versus your needs. If you reduce expenses on your wants, you'll be increasing your margin. When you know your why, making adjustments to your household spending plan is purposeful, and spending to your plan has a reason. Going back over to the household spending plan, after some review, you decide to make a few changes to your plan. Under household supplies, you decide to lower the amount to $10. Under restaurants, you decide to lower that to $100. In personal section under clothing, you decide to take advantage of the after Christmas sales and move the purchases to January and then do it again just twice a year. So let's schedule that as a periodic expense. The month will be 1 for January, the count will be 2 for twice a year, and the monthly amount will be $150 times 2 divided by 12. The zoo, SeaWorld, and Disney tickets are fun, but they are all wants. Your family agrees to cut these tickets in half so that you have more margin to pay off debt. Reduce those amounts by half. In education, you agree to cut Pebbles trips home to 2 instead of 3 times a year. Airline tickets are less expensive too, so you decide to change the amount to $200 each times twice a year divided by 12 equals $33 a month. Since it's only twice a year that she'll be coming home, the count equals 2. Good work. Scroll up to the Household Spending Plan dashboard and see the impact on margin. Nice. Take a look at the future periodic spending graph. The monthly amounts are fairly even and make sense. November is the biggest month with the holidays and Pebble coming home from school. At least now you know it's coming and you can save in advance. Head over to the mile marker goals and see the impact of the additional margin. Update the mile marker 1 and mile marker 3 target goals in the data entry section based on the revised hints above. Now compare the completion dates for mile marker 1 and mile marker 2 to see the impact of that additional margin. The snap you did earlier shows before, and the current dashboard shows after. Awesome. Margin is the fuel that accelerates your mile marker goal completion. Keep watching for opportunities to increase your margin. You'll achieve your goals in no time. Well done. Before finishing, update a few more items. On the Net Worth tab, update your current checking and savings account balances. On the Mile Marker Goal tab, update the current balances for mile marker 1 and 3 based on the data that you just entered in your savings and checking account. You can see the error message over here says to move the extra balance down to your new goals. So make your target and your current balance equal, and that will mean that the goal is complete. Finally, update all the debt balances and minimum payments if they've changed significantly. Hopefully, they've gone down. Based on those updates, check out your revised goal completion dates one more time. Now let's prepare for next month. First, clear the snap on your mile marker goal tab. Then head over to the daily tracker and clear the daily tracker button. Set the daily tracker date to the next month. You've made a lot of household spending plan changes, so update the plan date as well. Go ahead and save one last time for the new month. Your homework for next month is to go to your daily tracker and track every dollar every day. Be sure to save for your periodic expenses and track your margin payments. Spend to your plan. Remember your why. When tempted to overspend or deviate from your plan, go back to your why. One last thing you can do as homework is go to the Progress Checklist Vision Casting section. Pray about your dreams and goals. Use the savings calculator to get an idea of how much to save to achieve your goal. Consider entering the goals as mile marker 4 on your mile marker goal tab. Congratulations! That's it for the G2 month-end review. By repeating this process every month, making wise financial spending decisions will become second nature. If you have any questions while working on G2, use the forum. Click on the purple bar up here. Whether technical spreadsheet questions or general financial questions, we're here to help. Go back and review the tutorials and subscribe to be notified when we release new content. May God give you wisdom, clarity, and a sound mind as you journey toward financial freedom.